Hey guys and gals, this is Alex with Legendary Apartment Brokers here in Kansas City. This is the KC Multifamily Minute. Today is Monday, September 30th, 2024. I'm going to cover everything new multifamily investing opportunities here to come into the Kansas City market, the entire metro. This week we've got 4 new ones. As I do every single week, let's talk about some stats. We've got 4 new opportunities to look at. As far as what's out there and what's available to buy, so typically I'm looking at $500,000 plus. So I've got these filtered down to that for podcast listeners. I got Zillow pulled up here, which is powered by the local MLS, Heartland MLS, as well as LoopNet pulled up, which we'll talk about later, and that's powered by CoStar. So first up, we have there's 76 properties that are $500,000 and above. However, of those, 24 are already under contract. So we have 52 opportunities for you to look at that are out there and available. Now there's some mislabeling there, some are actually land, some are actually single family home packages, but just for fun, let's say that there's at least 40 plus to look at. As far as how many are under contract compared to normal, this is pretty normal ish. We'll say 18 to 24, 18 to 25 of what's out there is typically under contract. The other thing I've removed here is anything new construction. So if it's built in 2021 or newer, I don't include that in here because sometimes A, it's mislabeled, and B, it's typically priced. It's not really cap rate applicable from an immediate cost standpoint. So those are a little bit different opportunities to look at. We can definitely take a look at those. But for this exercise, we're looking at construction that's 2020 or older, and taking a look at what else is coming on the market. So those are some initial statistics for you. So I did say that there are 4 new ones. So let's take a look and see what we've got here on the MLS. So I'm going to go ahead and pare this down to, for my podcast listeners, I'm filtering this down, the map here, on Zillow for only the last 7 days. So what's come out here and what's hit the market here in the last week. And first up, we're going to take a look at just briefly these 2 duplexes for $649,000. This is in Independence, so $649,000 for 2 duplexes. I can't believe if we've covered this or not. Sometimes I cover these in my head and I can't remember if I've actually covered these on the podcast or not. But it's in Independence. They are on Cottage Avenue in Independence, which is north of 23rd Street, north of Truman Road, on 24 Highway. However, it's far west. It's close to Sugar Creek. But these are newer constructions, constructed in 2006. However, $649,000 for 4 units. Duplexes, I'm sure rents can get up to, $1,200-$1,300, but that's $649,000 divided by 4, $162,000, or $324,000 per duplex building in Independence. Could be very passive if you get the right opportunity, get the right tenants in there. They do look very nice for podcast listeners. Looks new on the outside, newer on the outside. However, it's got kind of the oaks colored cabinets on the inside. Countertops are maybe a little bit different than what you'd want with, I can't tell if those are laminate. I know they're a type of laminate. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, but needless to say, we don't have stainless steel appliances in there. However, like I said, could be a really nice passive investing opportunity if you get the right tenants in there. Okay, so I don't spend too much time on that. If you're on a 1031 exchange deadline, you love duplexes, it is going to be cheaper than what you're going to find at least some at Blue Springs, Overland Park. So keep that in mind. If you're an Independence buyer, it could be an opportunity for you. All right. So podcast listeners, zooming out here, and we're going to go ahead and look at. So we got a couple other opportunities here, 2 new ones that are located in Midtown. We've got one here for just under $2 million. This is actually on market earlier this year for, $300,000 more than what it is listed now. It's 28 units. 3 of those are studios. So for podcast listeners, it's $1.995 million, and we're going to divide that out by 28. So we're looking at $71,000 per unit or so. Might be some flexibility there. It is in the heart of Midtown, so about a block off of Main Street, 31st and Main, so Martini Corner. It has plenty of parking. Units in general look pretty fine. I wouldn't say that they got granite countertops or are absolutely stunning. It's not a Class A property. If you've got a 1031 exchange and you're okay with studio units and you want to be part of the Main Street corridor, remember this streetcar is coming here in next year. I know they're testing it. They actually have it shut down right now, so that'll be a big opportunity for some rent growth, we all hope, and we have seen in the Crossroads, which is where the first leg came in. So again, this is Martini Corner area, $2 million for 28 units, mostly studios. Could be a good investment actually for your 1031 exchange, or even if you're an active investor, if you can make the numbers work and if you can understand the location. So please reach out to me. We can talk about that further. All right, zooming back out. So we've got one more property to look at here that's new here this week, and it's 650,000. There's actually two here. Sorry, I forgot that there's one right next to each other. There's two new properties. They're both on Harrison. So 42nd Harrison, again, right in the heart of Midtown. A block west of Troost, so not east of Troost, so a block west of Troost, which is closer to Main Street. Close to the giant long Gillum Park there, but maybe 3 or 4 blocks away. Classic colonnade style buildings here. We'll talk about 4200 Harrison first. It's a sixplex. There's no real photos on it. Looks like it, could use some work based on what I'm seeing. 6 units for 650,000. That's a little less than 110,000 per unit. For these, typically these are larger units. It says here, right here, 950 square feet, 2 bedroom, 1 bath. There is one of them that's, 1 bedroom, 1 bath. And it is a pretty great little location. My guess is because there are no photos, there's probably some work to do, which means the value add opportunity. I've seen properties here sell for $125,000, $135,000, $150,000 per unit if they are done really well and correctly. So if you like Midtown, could be an interesting opportunity for your 1031 exchange, or if you're an active investor, let's look at that, because who knows, maybe there's some wiggle room there and we can take a look at that and take that down. All right, so then we also have a property here at 42nd in Harrison. So just, they're both on 42nd Harrison, just maybe a building down, 950,000. This one has actually, I think we've talked about this one. This one's actually been redone. It's got what looks like all new central heating and cooling on the inside, because I can see the ductwork in there that's, either galvanized or stainless steel. Again, these are large units, 950 square feet, probably washer and dryer, at least in some of these. So a very different building feel in this one, which is likely why the price point is a lot higher. That also could be a good comparison for you compared to the next one. So this one's 6 units for 950,000. We already did the math on this one last week, but hang on a second here. So that's $158,000 per unit they're asking. Not saying they're going to get that, but that gives you a baseline for what the other property could be at, we'll call it $105,000 per unit on the other sixplex. So you've got some room to play with there if you're more of an equity investor. And, that's the easiest way to look at it from just top level is, am I going to get my equity back and make a lot of money on this in 4 or 5 years? And the answer is possible. So let's look at that. That's on the other one. On this one here, pretty much all the value has been added to this. If you want to put 30, 40, 50% down on this and you love Hyde Park area, this could be a good fit for you as well. It looks pretty turnkey to me. So that's what we got going on here on the MLS. Again, 3, 4 new opportunities. 3 in Midtown, 1 in Independence. Let's talk about CoStar, LoopNet. Okay, so we got podcast listeners, CoStar, LoopNet map up here. Very similar in terms of what we saw last week. We got 38 opportunities, 33 are available, which means 5 are marked as pending. So no real major movement there. And there is, I've seen just off the top of my head, several different opportunities that are new or not on, MLS that are on LoopNet. So make sure you're always checking that out, because there are different opportunities that are not on the MLS. And we're going to go ahead and filter this out down to just what's going on last week, because we covered everything else here that has hit the open market last week. So within the last week, we have one new opportunity, and we already covered that. That's a $2 million, nearly $2 million, 31st and Grand, heart of Midtown, less than a block away from the streetcar, I do think it's a good opportunity to explore, at least for your 1031 exchange, or even if you're an active investor, if you're okay with studios. Some people hate studio apartment units. I'm okay with them as long as they make money, um, and you budget accordingly for, just more turnover, because people are transient, not because they're bad people, just because they're more transient. They want something bigger. They move in, they move out. All right. So that's everything new on the market in Kansas City. We've got some rates that are dropping. Just looked at CNBC. Stock market's near a record all-time high. Now is a time to buy. Lenders will continue to drop rates. If they are not, find a new lender. I think there'll be others out there. I'm not saying they need to drop rates today, but just based on the way the money system works, which is, as we all know, extremely complex, there's opportunity in the market. It's just a matter of looking at them. I did another couple quick look at statistics. Of those 52 that are available that are $500,000 plus on the MLS, about 35 of those are $500,000 to $1 million. So if you're in the $500,000 to $1 million range, most of what's out there is in that range. And then there's another 15 or 20, actually about 15 or so, that are in the $1 million to $2 million range. And there's only about 9 that are above $2 million. So if you're worried about being priced out, there's a lot in the $500,000 to $2 million range that we can look at together. I've got good relationships with a lot of these brokers, and we can take a look at and see what might be a good fit for you for your active investment. 1031 exchange, please reach out to me. I have about 10 to 15 off-market deals that are all very similar to what we see here. Of course, I think they're better opportunities because I know them better and I know the locations better. Please reach out to me. Email me, alex@legendaryapartmentbrokers.com, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you.